Hello, Burville. How are you? You a good boy? Yes, you are. There's a 1952 Silverside. Greyhound used these buses as people movers. This is the 4103 1952 Silverside. Under that cover is a 671 Detroit engine. It's got Jake brakes. It's got turbo pistons with a turbo, and we're going to be plumbing that turbo, cutting out that firewall behind the engine so we have room for the turbo. The engine cavity is not very big, so we've got to do some modifications. We've done a lot of modifications on it already. The thing is, it's a lot of thinking and a lot of work, a lot of plumbing going to happen. I put these lights in, and I will show you the wiring that I did on that, and I will show you the inside of the bus also. But we've done a lot of work on this bus, and we've had it since the 70s. My dad got it, he loved it, and so we love it too, my brother and me. So the thing is, it's in good shape. We did all the bearings and whatnot on all the back wheels, and those are in videos too, so we're going to be doing that, putting that together. We got an automatic transmission, and it's sitting in that little cover over there, and so we'll be doing some more videos on that. And I wanted to show you something else here that we've been doing to the property. We do a lot. I'm going to be doing some videos on the house. I got to be putting a new roof on the house with there's a shiplap up there on that roof, and I'm going to be taking that off and replacing it with plywood, and then I'm going to take the shiplap and plane it down and router it and do whatever I need to do, and make wall designs, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And I've put all these little trees in. We dug holes for that and placed all these trees, and they'll grow to be 15 feet high and cover a lot of the sound from the road. And that's a lot of work. We took this old tree of ours and cut the tops out, and now it's growing its leaves back. I'm going to be building platforms on that, and so that I can maintain the branches, because they really drop a lot of leaves on the yard. And so the thing is, I'm going to be doing that also, showing you some maintenance around the place here. I know a lot of people are interested in knowing what to do about that. And I filmed this the other day, and I've been digging up all the weeds and stuff, and you'll see I went around this corner and got under that tree, cut off a bunch of the old stuff off of that. There was a bunch of old branches. We got rose bushes, and I'll be digging. You can see where I had to tie that bush up because it was just falling over all over the place. And I'll be doing that with cutting out these weeds. See, our roses look nice. I got white ones. I cut all of these when they grow out. And you see this right here, you snip these off at an angle, and then this will be twice the size next year. And there's some pink roses. See that one right there? I'll come and cut that off and put it in the vase inside. See, we got a bunch of them coming up, and they're all different. They're beautiful. Yeah, see that? Yeah. And I'm going to show you that when we build the deck and stuff out here, how to transplant all these bushes to the front. And so we can put them in different places. There's our red roses. They're coming up. See that right there? That's beautiful. They smell good too. Look at that one. That's a pretty one. Yeah, look at that. Look how tall that is. I'm 5'8". That's not very tall, but I can reach up. That's taller than I am. So that's at least 6'1", or well, that's probably more than that. I don't know how tall that is. See, 5'8". That's probably about close to 8 feet. Right there. Look at that long stem rose back there. Look at this one. That's pretty. That's pretty back there. Anyway, you see that. So I'm going to be going around this corner. See, this old thing was really bad shape, and I got to cut all it, get all these weeds out of here, and then I'm going to put a mat down, so it's called a where the weeds won't grow back up, and I'll show you that. And I'm going to put some mulch and some cedar rock, and this area here is going to be all weeded out, and I'll do the same thing there. I got to cut these I don't know what that is back there, tree I guess. I'll be trimming that out, digging it out. And then I got another rose bush here, and this is a rose bush back there that is not blooming at the moment. But it's a rose bush, and I got an air conditioner. I got to trim all this out. You'll see what I'll do. Look at the big bulbs on that sucker. I got to cut all those out. And this one's kind of in bad shape. Now I'll go in the backyard here, show you this. There's Mickey, and there's Burville. There's our little lawnmower with our little trailer in the back of it. Then I did this about a week or so, a couple of weeks ago, did all this back here. See, and it's already growing these little weeds up, so I'll have to cut those, get those out, shovel them out with the roots. I'll fix that up. And there's our little Scott lawnmower. And we bought this little dump trailer. See that? It's $160 for that. And I put the weeds in there and take them out around there. This plant here, the dog pulled it up. He likes to throw things, so I put it in that planter. It's doing fine. I just put some dirt on it and let it go. Here's another rose bush. There was a bunch of dead branches in that, and I took that out. Cut them all out, and this thing took off like a weed. And again, when you see these things like that, you snip those off, and it'll come back tenfold. It's starting to rain a little bit. Then I did this all around here. Dog likes to play in it. He gets in there and digs a little hole here and there. See, and then there was a fence there all the way across there. The guy had cows back here. And a little pile of brush and weeds and all kind of stuff. In October you can burn, so we're going to be burning that. And our little pump house here that we built, showing old shack. I've got some pictures and videos of that. We'll incorporate that so I can let you see what was here before. And we had a well back here, which is we put a 400 feet deep, and the pump down there is at 264 feet. The pump went out, and I built this tripod, and that was quite an ordeal. And I got video on that and showed that to you also. And this is our pile of brush. We got the pump that we put in, we can run 3 sprinklers at a time now. And I set the pressure switch in the pump house at 50 to 70 psi. You don't want to really go over 70 psi. Here's where we store wood. Some of this wood I got off the walls from that old building. And there's the tailgate of the bus, and then we have an automatic transmission over there. And there's the old transmission that was in the bus. It's a 4-speed transmission, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. And there's our 2-valve head right there. We took off the bus, and there's the old crank, and that crank is still good, but we bought a brand new one. There's no wear on it at all, and that's in the engine. We got $20,000 in the old bus engine now. The 671. And here's our bus from the front, and we love that old bus. It's a beautiful thing. It really rides nice. You don't even know how good they ride. See, we lived in Texas for 30 some years. Now we're here in Oregon again. This is where our family was. My dad got pancreatic cancer, and we moved back here because his family's here, our family's here. And here we go inside the bus now. It might be too dark to see, but there's just steps. It steps out. We don't have the where the door was pushed out. In here. And it's kind of hard to see now, but you can. We did a lot of work in here. These little things here, they're aluminum, and they were missing. They had metal pieces. Some of them are metal. See, like this one's metal, and it'll rust. So I took aluminum, and I drilled all these holes and countersunk them, and sanded off the edge, and then I polished them. And that, we put these lights in, and we took, see, these lights here are reading lights, and they all work. I'm in here, Steve! We refurbished the fans, and did that fan, and we polished up the corners. I put these light switches in, turn all these lights on. I got 3 sets of those. We got a speakers in here that sounds like a movie theater. I got Bose system. We got our dashboard. We need to redo something about that. We got the original steering wheel, of course. We got the generator switch and starts here. Here's some of that soda that we took out. We had filmed that earlier. The emergency brake. We put this automatic transmission in. Got to have that wired up. Have some switches for that, and the Jake brakes. We got to have some switches for that. I put a lot of switches in this thing. Right here for the lights and the backup lights and stuff like that. And I'll show you that later. And if we go back here a little bit, you can see these covers that I put in here. Just took this off. Take this off. I'll show you. And then see, these are cut out for each window, and you can set these back in there. And then we're gonna. And I made some here that have these little switches on it, these locks, and I'm going to put them on every one of the windows. So, and then I'm going to put a little rubber seal around each of those so they'll fit in there nice. So if I get these lights on another time, I'll show you. But this has been sitting in here for, and we put insulation all through the ceiling and on the walls, and there's no dust in here, not just hardly any to speak of. Yeah, there we got a light. I'll show you this. Steve put the battery on, power. Then I got this light switch here, which you can turn on and off. You did. Showing them those light switch. I got three switches in here. There's another one there, and another one down there. So we did a lot of work in here, and like I said, there's hardly, this thing's been sitting for 4 years. We got air conditionings, three air conditioners up there.
That went out.
That burned up because of the soda. Now I'm going to show you this dust, and this has been 4 years in here, and it's
4 years. It's been.
Look, that's
6 years. 6 years.
6 years of sitting and nothing in here. So this thing is solid inside.
It was sitting in Yuba City when they had the big floods and everything down there.
Yeah, that's right. And then here's a lot of the electrical system. Now, I built this box, and these are all the breakers for it. And I could open that up. I put this box in.
Come on now. Come on.
Wired it.
Come on.
And it's got wire. It's got plugs. I put these plugs in every so often here. There's another one down there. So I got 4 there, 4 there, 4 there.
Tell them about this.
Yeah, 4 there, 4 there, 4 there.
Did you show them the heater?
Not yet. 4 there. Here's a heater control. We made these hatches
So you can get at.
so we could get to maintenance on the. See, there's our system right there. Man, that really does a good job. And there's part of the tailgate.
There's the air treatment or the water treatment system.
Yeah. And this thing really works good, and it's on propane.
Show them this.
And this is the
Get out of there, Burl.
that whole vent system goes from the front of the bus to the back of the bus, and it toasts this place up you would not believe. And like I said, we got this all insulated. We did this. We put this mat in here, and we sealed it. We sealed it completely around, and built that hatch from the existing floor. And then we built this whole platform back here for the bed. And
Temporary thing.
it's a temporary deal, but now
We used it when we were moving.
I'm gonna. All this wood, see those corner pieces? That was interesting. I wish I would have filmed that. And like I said, these were these lights here were on the side of the. They were here on the wall, and we moved them from there to here.
Tell them this couch was cut out and put back in.
No. Anyway, that's all the lights back here shining up that way. And like I said, you could be right on the bed here, and you can turn these backlights out light. So we're going to shut that off. And then I'm going to walk up here. There's another switch here. Shut that off. See, those are the lights that were on the side of the bus. They were in here originally.
It wasn't working.
We built these, took these all apart
They were over there.
and redone them. They were on the sidewall there. And
These fans work too.
Yeah, all these fans work. This is the original fans in these buses. And here's the. No, I don't hear it. This is a GM Coach 4103 PD 4103. This is a number 1288. See, these fans are working. You can hear them. Got the little light on the top.
Comes out. Look. Comes out through here.
Yeah, there's some little vents right under these.
Well, we can't. It's gonna come out through.
Well, you can see them right there. There's some vents, and the air comes out of there, and that's from the outside air.
And these holes right here that you can feel them through there.
We rebuilt every one of these reading lights, cleaned,
That's the outside air.
polished the little bearing that's inside of there for contact points.
How come it's working? Well, see, they're going dead because I charged that battery up a little bit.
Yeah, we charged the battery up. Turn them back on, Steve.
It's going dead. There, it's gone.
Okay, they're dead. We got to get new batteries. We let the batteries sit too long. And but you can refurbish those batteries. I'm going to show you how to do that too. And anyway, that's
I think
it.
we'll just get new ones.
That's a nice little tour. Yeah, but we can get new batteries, and then we'll try to refurbish those other ones.
I want some solder on this too, and then we have.
All right, I'm going to shut this light out from that switch. But like I said, these are reading lights for the original seats, and they're still in their original positions. I rebuilt every single one of these, and we painted them gold, some of them gold. Yeah. Now, I'm going to show you the transmission. Here's our transmission under this cover. There's a bell housing for it. And it's an automatic transmission. It's a 730i transmission. You put the cables all the way through the back.
V730, I think.
730 V730. I don't know
Allison,
exactly. It's an Allison transmission. I don't know exactly what it is. But I got all these blinkers working. Everything's working. We got to get some new side mirrors. I want to get some better mirrors for that. We got a floodlight right there. Spotlight. Really cool. We're going to rebuild that. I got to get a new horn or hook it up. Here's our generator. It's 12,000 BTU. Kubota engine. It has 400 hours on it. Is all we got on it, which is nothing for this engine. It's a beautiful engine, and
for 10 years.
it's a diesel. We paid over $10,000 for that engine right there. Right there, and it's beautiful. It runs great. It can run 2 homes pretty easily. It runs this bus easily. You can adjust the throttle right there, how much you want to go, how many RPMs you want to go.
It's pretty expensive though to run.
Yeah, it burns the fuel. Here's the exhaust for the propane heater. And here's our
camera.
Yeah, we got a little rear view camera that was designed very nicely.
See those spotlights work, those backup lights work.
I doubt it.
I'd like to get them to alarm the whole bus. Not just like that, but just to shine down if you're camping or something.
We rebuilt the rear end seals and whatnot.
The lights work!
I don't know. I'm not back there. Yeah, they're working. Turn it off. Turn it on. Turn it on. Well, I don't know if you can see it. They're on now. Those are rear view. Those were those switches I showed you on the dash. Maybe we can come out here at night. Steve, shut it off. They were on. I don't know if you'd be able to tell if they were on or not.
Well, these won't go on, and then I don't know which one. What were these switches for? Oh,
one was for the side lights. I think they were for the side lights, and then because I wired these. Remember, I put these on.
I thought they were for. I thought they came on when the blinkers came on.
Well, you don't want them to. Yeah, they. I don't know if they did or not. Maybe I hooked it into the system. I don't remember now.
I don't remember how all these were.
Well, I think one was the. One was the.
See, that one's red, blue, green. But I don't know. I can't get these to go.
I think some were for the running lights, and one was for.
It worked for a minute.
Yeah. Well, let's.
Then it went dead.
We don't worry about that.
The battery had a little bit of charge in it after I did it.
I need to get some more of these
I'll have to try that
lenses for the running lights and stuff. But she's in good shape. My dad loved it, like I said before. I got to get some more of these original running lights for that. That looks stupid on there. So I want to get some of those. I glued some of those all together because it broke on me. I got to get a rear one to match those, and then another. I got the assembly for this, I believe.
This hits the light. You can't do that.
Yeah, we'll have to change that. Hey, I was improvising. Got it to work, didn't I?
Hey, we were leaving Texas.
This is my wired system here for the tailgate and the rear system. That Jason tore all my wires apart, so I had to redo all of that and improvise that. That might be what that one switch is for, is so that it'll turn those tail lights on.
I don't remember.
Anyway, it's interesting.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of room back there for a turbo to sit and all the plumbing to go. It doesn't need to be sitting in that hot box, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be sitting in this hot box.
No, we can figure out something.
And the plumbing can go. We'll figure all that out. Maybe just cut holes in this or something.
Well, like I said, I can just cut that and invert it, and so it's got that.
A little more room.
It's got that thing that goes
to do
at a angle, like a seat, is what it really is. They set back there, and I can turn that and flip it around and weld it. That's all aluminum. This bus is pretty much aluminum. We're gonna polish all this chrome up. I've got all the polishing equipment for that, and I'll show you how that's done too. Got a lot of work to do. Just saying, if you want to work on something, buy a bus. But these old buses should not be sitting.
We did the bearings in the rear.
Yeah, I talked a little bit about that. We got that on video also, some of it.
I don't think we got it. I think it was just pictures, wasn't it?
Maybe pictures. Maybe we'll do a slideshow for you on all that. But it's interesting, and if you like this video, please subscribe, and we'll be showing you a lot more things. Like I talked about earlier, we did that pump out there. We got a video on that. We rebuilt the rear end there.
Painted it.
Took out the axle. Put all the bearings in there.
See, we left
packed them.
A wheel we left it behind somewhere.
Well, that's okay. It probably was one of those
Painted and
these are those split rims. See them? Right there. When you take those things off, you can kill yourself with them. Chop your arm off or leg or impale yourself. So they don't like those anymore. That's why people change all their wheels. It's because they got these split rims on these wheels. The back ones are not split rims, but these are.
Some jumper cables back there. And other hookups for things. Is this oily? This must. It's oily.
Anyway, 50 amp.
It's been sitting for a long time.
We'll have to get that all looked at, check the oil in it.
We started it early on, so 2015 we had started it. But
all right, that's enough. Here's our emergency door. Put some new seals around that. It's kind of neat. It's nice to have in case you have to jump out in the freeway. I polished that bumper up, had it really nice and shiny. Probably wouldn't take too much to do it now. But it's got water spots all over it. Need to paint the bus, need to... See, 2013 in Dallas. That's when we left Dallas, is in 2013. Alizé, don't eat that. No. Don't eat the hose. See, I don't know if you can see it, but it's raining. Sun shining and raining at the same time. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Mickey. What are you doing? And here's where we keep our old bodies in shape. Yep. In the process of...
You left Mom in there.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Fend for herself.
Gotta go.
You might be surprised.